In the heart of the Canadian Rockies, one man has devoted his life to the pursuit and promotion of Nordic skiing. Norbert Meier, a name synonymous with passion, dedication, and professional excellence, who has not only mastered the sport, but also transformed his chosen hometown of Canmore in profound ways too.
Large group over here. Come on over here, guys, into the light.
He became a pivotal figure in the local and national Nordic skiing scene, and his deep love for the sport was infectious, inspiring countless others to take up their skis. Norbert understood that Nordic skiing was more than just a sport. It was a way of life, a means to connect with nature, and a path to personal growth.
It's a singular opportunity to make an impact on our society. Through sport, we have so many opportunities to inspire youth to refocus on what's important to us all personally and as a community, and to bring something to our communities, to our country, to our province, that can only happen through this kind of sports event.
Norbert's vision for the future of Nordic skiing led him to spearhead numerous initiatives that have left a lasting legacy. As a founding member of the Nordic Advocates Guild and a key figure in the Alberta World Cup Society, Norbert has been instrumental in bringing world-class events to Canmore, including multiple FIS World Cups, IPC World Cups, and the prestigious 2022 Masters World Cup. His leadership has ensured that Canadian athletes, both able-bodied and para, have the opportunities to compete on home soil.
This is the home of cross-country skiing for Canada. This is the host site for the '88 Winter Games, and I was here when I was 8 years old watching the races and getting inspired from that. So any chance we have to race here is a good day as well.
So World Cup is always an opportunity to leave a legacy behind for the long term. And the way we manage our World Cups is that we want everyone to feel welcome, and we want the community to understand and recognize the World Cup as part of Canmore's brand and part of Canmore's self-image.
From 2004 onwards, Norbert's contributions have been particularly impactful in revitalizing the Canmore Nordic Centre, accomplished in collaboration with Ken Davies. These improvements were showcased to the world during the IBU World Cup in March 2024, further cementing Canmore's reputation as a world-class venue for Nordic sports.
It's a chance for us to lift our sights a little bit from our feet to the horizon, to dream big dreams, to think in grand terms, and ultimately to make the world a better place. And I know that sounds grand, but I think this is what we do.
His contributions to Nordic skiing have enriched the lives of many and have left a lasting impression on the sport's history. Today, as we celebrate his induction into the Hall of Fame, we honor a man whose legacy will forever be etched in the snow-covered trails of Canmore and beyond. Norbert Meier, an athlete, a builder, a visionary. Congratulations, Norbert, on your well-deserved place in the Hall of Fame. Where the mountains touch the sky and the wilderness stretches further than the eye can see, one man soared above the rest. Jim Davies, helicopter pilot, competitive skier, innovator, and a true pioneer in Canadian aviation. Born in Banff, Alberta in 1938, Jim Davies was destined for a life amongst the mountains. Before he ever took to the skies, Jim turned heads on the slopes. As a young man, he was a formidable skier, winning multiple gold medals at the Western Canadian Ski Championships. But the mountains had more in store for Jim. His love for adventure soon found a new outlet in the skies. In 1959, he started flying fixed-wing aircraft, and in 1961, Jim began training as a helicopter pilot. He quickly mastered the art of flying in some of the world's most challenging terrains, high in the mountains of Canada. It was during this time that he forged a lifelong friendship with Hans Moser, a legendary mountain guide and a pioneer in his own right. Jim and Hans were kindred spirits, both driven by a passion for the mountains and a desire to push the boundaries of what was possible. Together, they embarked on a journey that would change the world of skiing forever. In the mid-1960s, they pioneered the sport of heli-skiing, a revolutionary concept that allowed skiers to access untouched slopes deep in the wilderness. Jim was the pilot who made it all possible, flying skiers into the heart of the bugaboos for what would become iconic heli-skiing adventures.
Bell G3B1 was a turbocharger and takes two people very slowly up to 6,000 feet. So it took forever to get 10 people up.
Yeah.
And then the next year I had an Alouette 2. You could take 3 and 4 people that way. And then it went to an Alouette 3. A pair of skis went through the rotor blades, so that ended that. Eddie brings in a 204 and went from a 204 to a 205 to a 212, and it's 212 now. And the eighth year I took in 212, and Hans phones Eddie and says, "That 212 is staying here, whether you like it or not." And it did. They could take 14 people, 6 minutes. That's a full group.
In 1972, he performed the first technical helicopter sling rescue in Banff National Park, a technique that has since become a cornerstone of mountain rescue operations. Jim's calm under pressure and his unmatched skill were vital in those early days of mountain rescue. Scott Ward, a former Banff Park warden, vividly remembers the first heli-sling rescue. "We were all impressed with Jim's cool head in tricky situations and some very dicey flying." As we honor Jim Davies with his induction into the Hall of Fame, we celebrate not just a pilot, but a pioneer who helped shape the future of aviation and skiing in Canada. His journey continues to inspire, reminding us all that the sky is not the limit, but just the beginning. Brian McKeever's journey to become the most decorated winter Paralympian in Canadian history
But it's McKeever.
is nothing short of extraordinary.
One of the great performances at these Paralympic Winter Games.
Brian's love for skiing began at the age of 2, right in his family's backyard in Calgary. His parents, Bill and Jean, were equipment managers at the Foothills Nordic Ski Club, where Brian went to hone his skills. By age 10, he was competing, and it wasn't long before his talent became undeniable. But life would throw him a challenge that would test his spirit and redefine his path. At 18, Brian was diagnosed with Stargardt's disease, a condition that would gradually take away his central vision. For many, this would have marked the end of a promising career. But for Brian, it was the beginning of a remarkable new chapter. With his brother Robin as his sighted guide for racing, Brian embarked on a journey that would push the boundaries of what was possible in sport. Together, they dominated the Paralympic stage, winning an astonishing 16 gold medals across 6 Paralympic Winter Games. Brian's success wasn't limited to the Paralympics. He claimed numerous championship titles in North America and Australia in the able-bodied category too, setting a standard of excellence that few could match. His relentless pursuit of perfection made him a pioneer in the sport, raising the bar not just for para-athletes, but for all competitors. In 2010, Brian made history as the first Canadian athlete to qualify for both the Paralympic and Olympic teams.
Made, as we watch it, McKeever with Graham Nishikawa, his guides. There's every suggestion that this will be the great man's last individual race at the Paralympic Winter Games. He's lost only
After an illustrious 25-year career, Brian retired from competition in 2022, but his impact on the sport continues. As coach of the Canadian Para-Nordic ski team, he is passing on his knowledge and passion to the next generation, ensuring that his legacy endures.
Yeah, added in control. Well, there was that.
He's exhausted your guide. Well, as Shaka comes over and congratulates him, he knows what McKeever is to the sport.
As a mentor and role model, Brian has inspired countless athletes, including Mark Ahrens, who credits Brian with teaching him the true meaning of dedication and excellence in sport. Bjorn Taylor, a longtime colleague, describes Brian's commitment to training and technique as legendary, creating a lasting impact on the sport and its future generations. Today, we honor Brian McKeever not just for his medals and titles, but for his unyielding spirit, his pioneering contributions to parasport, and his role in elevating Canada's para-Nordic program to the highest level. Brian, your journey from the foothills of the Rockies to the summit of global sports is an inspiration to us all. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. Alberta has long been the heartland of hockey excellence, nurturing legends who have left indelible marks on the sport. Among them, few have had an impact as profound as the Smyth family, where the passion for hockey runs deep. Now we honor the legacy of Ryan, Kevin, and Jared Smyth, who have earned their place in the Hall of Fame. At the heart of the Smyth brothers' success is their father, Jim. A hockey player in his own right, Jim not only shared his love for the game with his sons, but also shaped their approach to the sport. As their coach, mentor, and unwavering supporter, with his wife Dixie, Jim instilled in Ryan, Kevin, and Jared the values of hard work, resilience, and dedication. First, we turn our attention to Ryan Smyth, affectionately known as Captain Canada. Born in Banff, Alberta, Ryan's career began in Banff minor hockey before moving on to the Moose Jaw Warriors in the Western Hockey League.
It's a big shock. I'm close to home, boy. That's exciting.
Drafted 6th overall by the Edmonton Oilers in the 1994 NHL entry draft, Ryan quickly became a cornerstone of the Oilers franchise. Over a storied 19-season career in the NHL, Ryan played 1,270 games and scored 842 points, with 296 of his 386 goals coming in an Oilers uniform. Ryan's contributions extended far beyond the NHL. He represented Canada in 2 Olympic Games, winning gold in 2002 in Salt Lake City. Ryan was the captain of Team Canada for 6 World Championships, earning the moniker Captain Canada. He also brought home gold medals from the World Junior Championships in 1995, the World Championships in 2003 and 2004, and the World Cup of Hockey in 2004. Kevin Smyth, Ryan's elder sibling, carved out his own path in the hockey world. Kevin's hockey journey began in Banff minor hockey and continued with the Carinport Cougars in the Saskatchewan AAA Hockey League before moving on to the Moose Jaw Warriors in the WHL. Kevin's skill and determination led him to the NHL, where he played for the Hartford Whalers. Kevin's career was marked by resilience, most notably when he returned to play after a severe eye injury in 1996. Kevin returned to the ice and was awarded the International Hockey League's Comeback Player of the Year in 1997.
Kevin Smyth goes the distance.
His professional career continued in the International Hockey League and later in the West Coast Hockey League.
Nice little fake with the head and just puts it tweeners. Oh.
Kevin also made a significant impact at the senior level, winning the Allen Cup with the Bentley Generals in 2009. Completing the Smyth trifecta is Jared Smyth, the youngest of the brothers, who brought his own flair and tenacity to the sport. Jared's hockey journey mirrored that of his brothers, beginning in Banff minor hockey and progressing through the Red Deer Rebels in the Alberta Major Bantam Hockey League. He then moved on to the Spokane Chiefs in the WHL, where he established himself as a reliable and determined left winger. Jared's professional career saw him play in the East Coast Hockey League and the American Hockey League. Jared later returned to Alberta, where he played for the Bentley Generals in the Chinook Hockey League, contributing to the team's 2009 Allen Cup victory alongside his brother Kevin, a crowning achievement in Canadian senior hockey. 3 brothers, 3 remarkable journeys, 1 incredible legacy. Tonight, as we induct them into the Hall of Fame, we celebrate not just their individual accomplishments, but the enduring impact of the Smyth family on the game of hockey. Ryan, Kevin, Jared, welcome to the Hall of Fame. In the Bow Valley, where mountain sports are a part of everyday life for many residents and visitors, Ken Davies has quietly shaped the direction of multiple sports. Through years of dedication, Ken's passion for Nordic skiing has grown into something that has touched the lives of athletes and communities alike. In 2011, Ken founded the Biathlon Alberta Training Centre, a vital institution that nurtures Canada's top junior biathletes, preparing them to excel on the international stage. In 2004 and 2023, Ken and fellow Hall of Famer Norbert Meier successfully secured multi-million-dollar funding for CNC enhancements.
Lots of thanks all around. One last group to thank, the staff and management of the Canmore Nordic Centre.
These upgrades established Canmore as a go-to spot for some of the biggest global events in the sport, including the BMW IBU World Cups and the World Youth Junior Championships. However, Ken's legacy is not just in the facilities he helped build. It's in the community he fosters and the future he envisions. With his strategic and hands-on approach, he touches the lives of countless athletes. Through his roles as president of Biathlon Alberta, chair and president of Biathlon Canada, and volunteer general manager, Ken has been a cornerstone of the biathlon community.
We're happy that so many nations have come, and I'm most happy and most proud to call Canmore my home because of all you volunteers. There's over 300 of you who've made this happen, so thank you very much.
Ken also generously shared his time and expertise at the grassroots level with the Cohoes Swim Club, Canmore Illusions Gymnastics Club, and for the Alberta Nationals Mountain Bike Race Association, which he co-founded. Ken's extraordinary dedication and impact has been recognized with numerous awards. Yet, perhaps the greatest testament to his legacy is the thriving multi-sport community that continues to grow under his influence. Today, as we induct Ken Davies into the Bow Valley Hall of Fame, we celebrate not just his achievements, but also the enduring legacy he has created. Ken, your visionary leadership has not only shaped the present, but has laid the foundations for the future of biathlon in Canada. Congratulations, Ken Davies, on this well-deserved honor. In the shadow of the Rockies, where snow sports are a way of life for so many, Pete Bosinger has dedicated himself to the sport of skiing. From his early days on the hills of Saint-Sauveur to his role as a cornerstone in the Banff Alpine Racers, Pete's journey has been one of passion, resilience, and unwavering commitment to the skiing community. Pete's skiing adventures began at just 2 years old, under the watchful eyes of his father, Fred, a ski resort manager. Moving from Montreal to Rossland, British Columbia, Pete's passion for the sport blossomed at Red Mountain, where legends like Nancy Green inspired a young boy to chase greatness. But it was in Banff, after another family move, that Pete's journey took a definitive turn. As a member of the Alberta Alpine ski team and then the Canadian national team, Pete represented Canada on the world stage, competing in World Cup events and the 1988 Winter Olympics. But it was in coaching and leadership that Pete truly made his mark. His transition from athlete to coach was seamless, guiding the next generation of skiers with the same determination he demonstrated as a competitor. He served as coach in speed or technical for both the Canadian and U.S. national teams, where he mentored some of the world's best, including Bodie Miller and Darren Rolfs. His expertise and leadership were crucial to the success of numerous athletes on the world stage.
In our preparation for the 2010 Olympic and Paralympic Games, there's a lot of planning needed to put together the professional grade infrastructure that we need to build these race courses.
For Pete, skiing was always more than just a sport. It was about family. The sudden loss of his brother, Rob, in 2005 to sudden arrhythmia death syndrome, or SADS, led Pete to channel his grief into something positive. He founded the Rob Bosinger Memorial Weekend, affectionately known as the Bozo Cup, an event that not only raises funds for SADS research, but also supports young athletes through scholarships.
It was a very, very sad day back in 2005 when we lost a great friend. The ski race community has come together over the years to celebrate the life of Rob.
Rob obviously brought out the sun, he brought out all of his good friends, and I really want you to have a great time today, and may the best person win. Cheers to Rob!
Today, as executive director of the Banff Alpine Racers, Pete continues to shape the future of alpine skiing in Canada. His work has ensured that the legacy of excellence continues, providing young athletes with the tools and opportunities they need to reach new heights. Pete Bosinger, an athlete, a coach, a community builder. Today, we honor his legacy and pay tribute to his inspiration. Congratulations, Pete, on your well-deserved induction into the Hall of Fame.